Good evening, Belize. It's Tuesday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Tonight, fuel prices soar. And the opposition leader demands a ceiling before families feel the squeeze. In agriculture, farmers brace as looming hikes in fuel and fertilizer threaten to push food prices even higher. And a glowing letter from the U.S. The Prime Minister calls it reassuring. But tonight, it's raising more questions than answers. Senator Glenfield Dennison under intensifying scrutiny. A letter from the FIU now putting him in serious legal jeopardy. Plus, the cities of tomorrow. We take you inside Taipei's Global Smart City Expo to see how innovation is reshaping urban life. Those stories and more straight ahead. News 5 starts now.
Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Good evening and welcome back. A deadly shooting in Camalote late this afternoon has left investigators with more questions than answers. The victim is Andy Suazo, and tonight police are still trying to determine whether he was killed or whether he may have accidentally shot himself. At this hour, officers on the ground say the incident appears to be accidental, but they're not ready to lock in that conclusion just yet. They're interviewing witnesses, examining the firearm, and trying to piece together the final moments before Suazo was shot. As police work to sort out what really happened, we'll continue to follow the case and bring you updates as soon as they're confirmed. Belizeans are feeling the squeeze again. Fuel prices jumped more than 10% last week, and that spike is already rippling through household budgets. The jump isn't random. The increase is tied to rising tensions in the Middle East, where Iran's clashes have disrupted shipments through the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow choke point that carries nearly a fifth of the world's oil. Global prices shot past $100 a barrel. U.S. gas prices climbed sharply, and now Belizeans are taking the hit at the pump. But the pressure isn't just playing out internationally. At home, opposition leader Tracy Panton is demanding immediate relief. She's calling on Prime Minister John Bersenio to place a cap on fuel taxes to soften the blow for consumers. Her argument is that soaring gas prices are pushing up costs across every sector, including agriculture, and government can't stand by. Panton also reminded the PM of his own words back when he was in opposition, insisting that fuel prices should always stay below $10 because of how deeply they affect the economy. Tonight, she's asking him to live up to that position. Here's more from the opposition leader.
You will recall under a UDP administration, when gas prices reached $10, he led the charge on denouncing the high increase, in his words, that was unprecedented, and he made a recommendation that the tax intake from the fuel at the pumps should be reduced to $2 to make sure that Belizeans would be able to afford fuel at the pump. This situation does not only affect households, it affects the tourism sector, it affects the transportation sector, it affects the productive sector, and it is critical in times of uncertainty that we as a country and as a government provide the kind of safety net that is required for Belizeans to make ends meet. He doesn't have to go far. He can look in the region and take examples from Barbados or take examples from Antigua and Barbuda of what is being done temporarily as a temporary measure to ensure that they mitigate the high cost of living for their citizens. It is not that he can't do anything. He simply has decided not to do anything.
The shock of rising fuel prices isn't just hitting drivers, it's hitting our farmers too. Belize's agricultural sector is feeling the squeeze, and it's about to get tighter. Not only is fuel up, but the cost of fertilizer and other key inputs is also set to rise. And we all know what that means: higher production costs that eventually land on the consumer's plate. Earlier today, News 5 spoke with Servila Baiza, the CEO in the Ministry of Agriculture, about just how tough this moment could get for the industry and for the rest of us.
As you have seen, price of fuel has gone up already, and that is as a direct result of the conflict in the Middle East. No? And just like that, I would believe that other inputs will certainly follow suit. No? We're hoping that not as much, but we're certainly looking at preparing for it. No? One of the things that normally will spike up, because it is directly linked with energy or with fuel, is the price of fertilizer. If you look at what happened when the Ukraine and Russia war broke out, one of the things that went up was the price of fertilizer by over 100%. It had stabilized over time, but I mean the likelihood of it going up again because of this conflict right now is something that will most likely happen. No? Fuel, for instance, is one of the main inputs that is used. They use it for transportation. They use it for their pumps and to pump water. Fuel is one of the essential ones, and so when the price of fuel goes up, it certainly affects their cost of production. And so that's one. And when you look at the other inputs, fertilizer being one of the other main ones, if that goes up, that will also affect the cost of production. So you'd see that it will cost more to produce our products. No? That will translate to higher prices to the consumers.
Prime Minister John Bersenio appeared on the morning show seemingly relaxed. But the mood flipped the second the conversation veered toward U.S. lawmakers' criticism and the political storm swirling around State Bank and the Port of Belize. PM Bersenio paused before reaching for what he appeared to frame as his saving grace. A letter, he said, came from Florida Congressman Carlos Jimenez. According to the PM, the letter wasn't just friendly, it was glowing. A full-throated endorsement of Belize at a moment when the country is under Washington's microscope. But the timing, the tone, and the attempt to pivot has us asking if PM Bersenio was trying to steady the narrative or rewrite it altogether.
I know you're a busy man, PM. Before we went to break, you talk about the port, and all we need a port. What you're saying, we need that. But all of a sudden, we're not the best kept secret anymore. This port issue has come up with the Americans, the State Bank issue. How is that tying in? How is that affecting you?
Well, it's not affecting the project, and it's not affecting the government, because once we speak, well, no, it's not affecting investment.
Okay.
I just got a letter from Congressman, one of the most influential congressmen out of Florida, who has written a letter of support for Belize, and where is it? I just got this from Representative Carlos A. Jimenez. He's a member of Congress. He starts by saying, I want to personally commend the decisive leadership you and your government have shown in backing U.S. agriculture investment in Belize. Strengthening a partnership is not just a policy goal, but a strategic necessity for a more profitable and resilient Belize agricultural sector. So when you have Belizean, because you can't get one way, to pay somebody to go badmouth you, especially during these times with this government, I mean, it makes you question where the loyalty of that person is, and I will leave it as that. But once we meet with these, for instance, the chair of the committee, the U.S. committee in Congress, and then we explain to them, we have been following the law. They have gone to court and they've been losing their cases at the Supreme Court or the upper court. They've gone to the High Court. Sorry, they have gone to the appeals court, and they're losing their cases. We've been so it bothers us in that sense, but it doesn't worry us because we know we're doing the right things. We're doing what we believe is the best interest of Belize. So,
but the thing is that we are living now in a world where the powers of the world don't worry about your interests.
I understand that. That has to do with or without anything, but the powers of the world, what's happening is the bank is not their interest because it's American money. Now, if it was American money, we'd talk about different ball game.
Situation.
But we have met with ESR, and they're very happy now that the cooperation with the government and BSI and ESR.
Once Briceño read the letter aloud, it became clear that praise was only about agriculture, not the sweeping endorsement he hinted at. That selective reading looks like a calculated misrepresentation. It didn't play well. Actually, it seemed like Briceño grabbed the closest positive line to counter Congressman Brian Mast's blistering criticism in a letter written to Secretary of State Marco Rubio last week. And when the Floridians' Javier Manjarres asked Congressman Carlos Jimenez to clarify, Jimenez didn't back Briceño at all. He confirmed only one thing. His gratitude is solely for Belize's support of American agricultural investments. Congressman Jimenez has thanked the Prime Minister for backing American agricultural investment in Belize and urged the government to protect the significant U.S. investments already on the ground, his office said. No broad praise, no pushback against Mast, no political cover. Opposition leader Tracy Panton is also weighing in on the growing international spotlight on Belize's investment climate. A hard-hitting letter from U.S. Congressman Brian Mast to Secretary of State Marco Rubio flags concerns about Belize's rule of law, transparency, and treatment of foreign investors, issued tied directly to the ongoing Stake Bank dispute. The letter even asks Washington to assess whether Belize now poses risks to U.S. interests and investor confidence. Panton warns that the Briceño administration's handling of these high-profile disputes is damaging Belize's reputation abroad and eroding trust with global partners. Here's what she had to say.
It is a matter of deep concern because the investment reputation of our country is now at grave risk. I understand that indeed there was a member of Congress who applauded Belize for its support for the agricultural sector, but certainly it was not a widespread endorsement of the policy decisions that are taken by this government. This matter is in court. Obviously, the stakeholders of this project will not feel very aggrieved by what they have described as government's interference in a commercial matter, in a bank-related matter, and clearly will not stop until they receive some justice, and the government and the Prime Minister is acting as though we can dismiss not just foreign investors, not only the interests of American companies in this project, but local investors who have spent their lives building and investing in our tourism sector in our country. To be dismissive of Belizean investors really speaks, in my view, to the measure of the kind of Prime Minister that we now have sitting at the helm.
Panton says the government's missteps on major investment disputes are now putting Belize's credibility and investors' confidence squarely on the line. The Ryan Budna controversy is back in the spotlight, this time because Prime Minister John Bersenu has hinted that government is exploring a prisoner transfer deal with Guatemala so Budna can serve the rest of his sentence here at home. But tonight, opposition leader Tracy Panton is pushing back hard. She says bringing Budna back to Belize cannot replace the deeper issue: accountability. According to Panton, what happened to Budna amounts to a state-sanctioned violation of his constitutional rights. And she argues that Belizeans deserve to know who ordered the operation and why no one has been held responsible. In her view, the country doesn't need political cleanup. It needs answers. Here's more from the opposition leader.
The Belizean people need to know what transpired on the night Mr. Budna was beaten, Mr. Budna was detained, Mr. Budna was transported across this country, and Mr. Budna was handed into the hands of hostile territory without any due process. His constitutional rights were violated. It is the responsibility of a government to ensure that the constitutional rights and freedoms and liberties of all Belizean citizens are protected and safeguarded. And the allegation is that these activities were handled by state actors. And so it is imperative that whoever may be responsible for giving the orders or whoever is responsible for executing such orders be held to account. I think that if it can happen to Joseph Budna, it can happen to every Belizean, and that is what makes it so egregious. And that is why we can't remain quiet on this issue.
Panton says the Budna case isn't about a transfer deal at all, but about uncovering who gave the orders and ensuring no Belizean ever faces that kind of rights violation again. Coming up, the opposition is calling on Belize not to turn its back on Cuba. What's behind the renewed push for solidarity? Find out after the break.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand." A water bearer in China hung 2 large pots on the ends of a pole, which he carried across his neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, while the other pot was perfect. The perfect pot always delivered a full pot of water, while the cracked pot arrived only half full. One day after 2 years, the poor cracked pot, ashamed of its crack, spoke to the water bearer and said, "I'm ashamed of myself because this crack in my side causes my water to leak out all the way back to your house." The bearer said to the pot, "Did you notice that there were flowers only on your side of the path, but not on the other pot's side? That's because I've always known about your crack, and I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walked back, you've watered them. For 2 years, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate the table. Without you being just the way you are, there would not be this beauty to grace the house. All of us are crackpots, but unique in God's sight. However, God is able to use us even with our flaws and crackpots if we will surrender ourselves to Him and make ourselves available to Him. Give Him your cracked and broken life today. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root,
That is very bitter.
but sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey, it's across borders.
That was amazing!
Fans are filling up the gyms to see exciting NEBL games. And this weekend, Week 5 showcase 3 mega matchups. On Friday night, the Belize City Defenders try to keep the Corozal Spartans winless with a must-win game to stay in the hunt for the 70K at the Belize Civic Center. Then on Saturday night, another mega showdown at the Belize Civic Center as the number 2 team, the Fighting Tiger Sharks, goes up against the rough and tough Dangriga Dream Ballers in a war. And in Cayo at the Victor Galvez Stadium, who won the West as the rolling Cayo Western Ballers goes up against the Belmopan Trojans. The NEBL Girls giveaways along with the National Sports Council halftime $5,000 shooting challenge. So this weekend, make it another NEBL weekend, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include Cath Lab, Adult Intensive Care Unit, Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
Union Senator Glenfield Dennison is under mounting pressure tonight after a disputed invoice linked to talks between the Belize Communications Workers Union and BTL drew the attention of several authorities. The The primary concern is that GST may have been charged by a company that wasn't registered to collect it. But the issue has now grown. News 5 has confirmed that the FIU has notified BTL that Denison Consulting Limited is not registered as a designated non-fictional business and profession, something required for attorneys operating in Belize. That raises the stakes and signals a possible wider financial probe. The Belize Tax Service says it hasn't received a formal complaint yet, but officials warn that charging GST without proper registration is a serious offense that can carry fines, administrative penalties, or even jail time. They add that once red flags appear, multiple agencies, including the FIU, can get involved. Director General Michelle Longsworth says the department takes these breaches seriously and enforcement will follow if violations are confirmed.
So they are not registered to charge the GST. That is a whole other offense that is being committed there because under the GST Act, I believe, GST Section 90, that there's a summary conviction and they can be charged, I believe, up to $10,000 or be imprisoned for up to 2 years also if they are charging GST and not registered for GST. That is a serious offense. I believe further under the Tax Administration and Procedure Act, without going to court, the Belize Tax Service can fine them an administrative penalty.
And is the offense committed upon the process of submitting the invoice or after the transaction is completed?
On submitting the invoice, no taxpayer should submit an invoice charging GST if they are not registered for GST. That is the offense. I think that it is important for the public to understand that as the Belize Tax Service continues to strengthen our system to detect these types of activities, where they are identified, BTSD will take all the necessary enforcement action that is required, including referral to the appropriate authorities. As I mentioned earlier, it may not be solely BTS, but it may be also FIU or other agencies that we collaborate with that can bring charges against these persons who are doing things that is not in line with our laws.
Mounting scrutiny now surrounds Union Senator Glenfield Denison as tax and financial regulators examine a disputed GST-charged invoice that could open the door to a wider probe. Belize's financial turnaround is starting to look like one of the country's quiet success stories. Just a few years ago, in 2020, the nation was drowning under a debt-to-GDP ratio of roughly 130%. Numbers that had economists sounding the alarm. Fast forward to today, and Belize has chopped that burden in half, landing near 65%. Economist Dr. Philip Castillo says that shift doesn't just look good on paper, it puts Belize comfortably within the zone that global financial institutions consider healthy, even with the national debt still topping $4 billion.
The size of the debt isn't by itself a problem. The concern is the percentage of the debt as a percentage of GDP. I think we're around 60%, which is what the international financial agencies regard as acceptable. So the size of the debt is not in and of itself a problem. You want the debt as a percentage of GDP to remain in the 60% range. If that is so, then it is not seen as a problem. That is precisely how it has to be viewed. That Belize, by all definitions previously, Belize was substantially indebted. Now, to the extent that we have the blue bonds, etc., and those have served to reduce the national debt to a more sustainable level, that has to be seen as a positive.
The government is pouring new energy and serious money into education, health, and infrastructure, calling it one of its biggest investment pushes in years. Officials say these upgrades are overdue and they're the foundation for long-term growth, giving Belize a healthier, better educated population and modern systems that actually keep the country moving. But how does an economist see it? We put that question to Dr. Philip Castillo.
A healthy and educated population is a productive population. So you want governments to be involved in education and health at all levels. So you want spending on education and health. You want that spending to be efficient, effective, and meaningful. That may be a different challenge. But yes, you always want your government to be involved in education and health. And we see it happening, meaning that Belize has at least our primary road network seems to be reasonably okay. I'm old enough to know when it took you just about a whole day to get from Punta Gorda to Belize City. That is no longer so. You could get from Punta Gorda to Belize City in a matter of hours, basically, on very good roads. So you want your infrastructure development to occur, but infrastructure is more than roads. You're also looking at utilities, you're looking at water and sanitation. Those also form part of infrastructure that government ought to be involved in.
Dr. Castillo says the government's big spending only pays off if it's efficient and meaningful, because real growth comes from strong people and reliable services. A Belizean delegation has wrapped up a week of parliamentary training in London aimed at strengthening how Parliament works back home. Minister of State Marconi Leal Jr., Senator Sheena Pitts, and Parliamentary Officer Manuel Grant joined lawmakers from across the Commonwealth at the 74th Westminster Seminar. They spent the week digging into core issues like transparency, oversight, parliamentary privilege, and codes of conduct. Senator Pitts also represented Belize at the Commonwealth Day flag-raising ceremony at Westminster Abbey, delivering a reading from the House of the Commonwealth. The team observed Prime Minister's questions in the House of Commons and visited the Liverpool Riverside constituency, where they met with local officials and community leaders to see governance in action. The seminar also examined modern challenges, leadership, communication, gender-sensitive practices, parliamentarian safety, and the use of AI. Grant contributed to sharing Belize's progress on digitizing parliamentary work. The future of the Cuban Medical Brigade in Belize is now in limbo, as government confirms it is engaged in what it calls delicate negotiations amid growing pressure from the United States. Several countries across the region have already moved to end similar programs, sending Cuban healthcare workers home to avoid possible repercussions. But tonight, opposition leader Tracy Panton is drawing a firm line, warning that Belize must not allow external pressure to dictate its foreign policy. She argues that Cuba has been a long-standing ally, from supporting Belize's independence to providing critical health care, and says now is not the time to turn away. Panton is calling on the Bersenio administration to stand its ground and uphold what she describes as a matter of principle, sovereignty, and friendship. Here's more from the opposition leader.
I cannot fathom Belize not taking a principled stand to support our own sovereignty that is at risk by U.S. policy demands, and more importantly, to support the country and the people who have stood by us. Cuba was one of the first countries who supported Belize's independence. And whenever we have had times of crisis, the Cuban Brigade, as they've done not only in Belize and not only in this region, but in the world, have come to the rescue of developing countries. For us now to suggest that negotiations are quote unquote delicate because we're trying to pander to the policy demands of a bully is deeply disturbing to me. Let's be clear, Shane. Many of our rural health clinics and facilities are manned by members of the Cuban Brigade. We don't have enough trained nurses and doctors and healthcare providers to support our healthcare needs in the country. And that's why the Cuban Brigade is so important to us as a country. I ask, if we lose that support or if we walk away from that support, what solution is going to be provided for us to ensure that our people have access to quality healthcare or healthcare period?
As negotiations continue, Belize now faces tough choices about maintaining critical medical support while navigating intensifying geopolitical demands. Still ahead, Belizeans are embracing a new wave of self-care, from wellness routines to mindful living. We'll show you what's driving the shift and why it's catching on fast. But first, here's tonight's weather forecast.
Belize City Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, would like to update residents on the temporary traffic adjustments that will accompany the upcoming bridge infrastructure upgrades across our city. These major works, running through the 2026 to 2029 period, include the reconstruction of the Belcan Bridge and the Swing Bridge to improve long-term safety and city mobility. To help residents move safely and efficiently, here is the proposed flow of traffic. If you are coming into Belize City from the Philip Colson Highway, drivers are strongly encouraged to use the Chetumal Street Bridge as your main access route. This corridor is designated for highway traffic and heavy vehicles to reduce congestion in Midtown and downtown areas. If you are traveling toward the school zone along Princess Margaret Drive, this area remains accessible directly from the Philip Colson Highway. When traveling south to north through the Belcan Bridge area, traffic will flow one way only over the Evergreen Street Temporary Bridge crossing. Drivers should follow Central American Boulevard to Mahogany Street, continue onto Evergreen Street, and proceed to Philip Colson Highway, then toward Freetown Road. If you are traveling north to south toward downtown, make use of the temporary crossings from Hydes Lane. Traffic will flow one way from Queen Street to New Road into Hydes Lane, then through Regent Street West. Please note that the temporary crossings are designated to accommodate standard-sized vehicles and buses only. Heavy trucks and oversized vehicles will not be permitted to use this route and are advised to use the Chetumal Street Bridge or Bell China Bridge. Both the Bell China Bridge and Chetumal Street Bridge will remain open for two-way traffic and will serve as important relief routes for all commuters, including emergency access across the city. Residents should also plan travel carefully around peak congestion periods. Traffic is expected to be extremely busy between 6:30 to 8:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., and 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Whenever possible, adjust travel times to avoid these peak windows. Parking restrictions along Evergreen Street and Hydes Lane will be in place to keep traffic flowing safely. Please follow all traffic signs and guidance from traffic officers. We understand that these adjustments will require patience. However, these temporary measures are necessary to deliver safer, stronger, and more resilient infrastructure for Belize City's future. Together, we will navigate this transition and build a better connected city. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
At Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus 30 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Habet and Brothers Habet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Are you a forward-thinking farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we are here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate-smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adopt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
In a world that seems to move faster every day, many people are rediscovering the value of slowing down and taking care of themselves. The global culture of wellness is growing, and here in Belize, that shift is becoming more visible. From mindfulness practices to intentional self-care routines, more Belizeans are recognizing that wellness is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It is not just about treating illness, but about nurturing balance, peace, and an overall quality of life. In tonight's installment of Culture Tuesday, we explore how one local spa is helping to shape this new wave of self-care, offering a space where people can pause, breathe, and reconnect with themselves. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Today, I am putting me first. Working in this field can be very stressful at times, and it's easy to neglect my health, but more so my wellness. So I am here at Seashells to help take care of that issue.
When you're feeling overwhelmed and tense and stuff, I just wanted to offer Belizeans a safe space to come and just let go of that, escape outside for a little while, and just recenter themselves, ground themselves, come back to the self and balance, rebalance.
Most of us hear health and think checkups, exercise, eating right, or managing stress. But we often skip the other half of the equation, wellness. Wellness is intentional. It's about creating balance, making space to breathe, and choosing habits that improve your quality of life. If health is your current condition, wellness is the journey to stay whole. And sometimes, that journey starts with something as simple as a spa day. That's where Shelby Musa, owner of Seashells, comes in.
People don't think of it as important, or they don't put themselves first. Everything else comes first. And I feel like as life is changing and evolving, we have to start to put ourselves first. And yeah, because if you don't take care of yourself and your wellness, then how are you gonna enjoy everything else that your life has to offer?
Soft music and the warm scent of incense work together to ease the mind and body into a calm, relaxing space far from the stresses of the outside world. So we're about to do a mini facial.
Yes, a mini hydrofacial.
Hydrofacial. What's a hydrofacial?
It is a super hydrating, hydrating facial using different serums, peptides, anti-aging magic.
Wellness at its best.
Yes, for sure. In this facial we have, it's a deep cleanse, so you get this machine here uses suction, so it pulls from the pores impurities, blackheads, whiteheads, while it's also at the same time infusing the different serums that I told you about.
From the suction device that lifts away built-up impurities, to the warm towel that gently cleanses the skin, and even the aromatherapy, the entire process felt deeply relaxing. For a moment, it felt like balance was finally settling back into the center of life.
You have nice skin.
Thank you.
You have nice lashes too. Do you have a lash lift going on?
A thorough facial session can last for up to an hour. Once those facial impurities are cleared, wellness shifts to something just as important: keeping muscles working well. Massages have been part of human culture for thousands of years, used time and time again as a simple, effective way to support overall health.
Everything is connected in the body, so manipulating the muscles and fascia is a great way to release the tension in the body. When you feel pain in your head, it's definitely like related to stress and tension and anxiety. We alter massages. It's not just the standard like, oh, just an hour or whatever. If you want to come in for a 15-minute massage or a 30-minute massage, just say like, hey, like my head is killing me right now.
As the wellness movement continues to expand, so does the understanding that caring for oneself is not selfish, it is essential. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
A Belizean abroad is hoping to bring home more than just good intentions. He wants to help tackle the country's growing mental health crisis. Ron Blake moved to England in 2018 and has since built a career as a mental health support officer. From across the Atlantic, he's been following the alarming rise in mental health emergencies and public incidents here at home. And he says he can't sit on the sidelines any longer. Blake now hopes to open a dedicated residential home in Belize for people living with acute mental health challenges. The idea is still taking shape, but he's already reaching out to local stakeholders, hoping to find partners who can help turn his vision into reality. Here's what he told us.
The idea of this initiative came from experience working in mental health here in the UK. So in my everyday work, I see individuals who was once believed to never be able to regenerate back into the community. So, but with consistent care structure and the right support system, many of them are able to stabilize, rebuild their lives, and successfully return to the community. Seeing those transformations has given me a strong desire to bring that same structured care and opportunity to Belize. At the moment, mental health awareness and understanding in Belize is still developing, and there's often stigma attached to mental health conditions. Me, myself, as a trained mental health care first aider, and my business partner, we are committed not only to provide care, but also to help educate communities and raise awareness about mental health. Through Monzan RB's Care, we want to create a safe residential facility that provides 24-hour support and a structured care for those who need it. We're calling on the government of Belize to speak with us, work with us, so we can create this initiative for Belize. We are also asking them to provide us a land so we be able to build this structured facility that will help Belize and everyone that needs the care and support that Belize desperately needs.
Blake says he's reached out to the government of Belize to propose his idea, but is yet to receive a response. Up next, major upgrades at Turnif are rolling out, all aimed at protecting the reef and the visitors who explore it. We'll show you how these changes could transform one of Belize's most treasured marine areas.
Devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Do not miss worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, life music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
All right, you're all set. I'll swap out the water inlet valve and everything is running normally.
Amazing. So what will be the cost?
Oh, for you? There's no cost.
No cost? I'm flattered, but I'm actually married.
Oh no, nothing like that. It's actually part of our 1-year warranty policy.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Don't worry, it happens all the time.
Really?
No.
Belize's only full-service GE USA dealer. Full service, full warranty, full selection. GE Appliances. Good things for life. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
What if a city could manage itself? Think of traffic flowing without congestion, drones silently hovering over construction sites, and emergency services already being dispatched before problems even happen. A city that's always calculating, responding, and adapting. That vision is on full display this week at the Smart Cities Summit and Expo 2026 and Net Zero City Expo in Taipei, where artificial intelligence is becoming the backbone of the modern city. Benita Keme Palacio is on the ground, exploring firsthand how these innovations could one day transform cities like Belize.
Bright screens, advanced robots, and interactive displays pulled people in from every direction at the Smart City Expo 2026, which is running in tandem with the Net Zero City Expo. This week, Taipei, Taiwan is opening its doors to thousands of innovators and city leaders from 174 cities across 53 countries, coming together to answer one question. What will the cities of tomorrow look like when artificial intelligence become the backbone of urban infrastructure?
We have a very important strategy is the capital of future. And of course, AI and other technology development is our key issue in building a city of future. And this year, we display several our governance introduce AI development into the city governments.
From service robots and autonomous systems to AI-powered public service and energy-efficient infrastructure, the exhibition showcases how cities could soon operate smarter, cleaner, and more efficiently. Much of the technology on display is designed to help governments, including Belize, explore practical solutions and respond faster to challenges like traffic congestion, climate change, and growing urban populations.
I think just Taipei City really want to help all our friends around the world. And so we use these cases just like an example and help if Belize government or other our friendly counterpart are interested in our practice, we can please welcome to Taipei and we can get into contact and help them to introduce this kind of technology. Some may be related to a huge construction, but some may be just like generative AI is kind of less expensive policy to apply in Belize.
Among the international visitors exploring these innovations is a delegation from Belize. Belmopan Mayor Pablo Kawich attended day one of the event, alongside Belize's ambassador to Taiwan, Catherine Main, looking at how some of these technologies could eventually benefit Belizeans.
I'm here as a special invite of the mayor of Taipei, Mayor Chang. I was here last year as well, and I did get a lot of ideas and exposure to technology that can help our municipalities and our country. So this it enabled me to start on implementing some new systems that we're trying to push for Belmopan initially. So I'm here to again try and see what ideas we can get to try and take back.
The possibilities are promising for Belize, but turning them into reality will first require laying the groundwork. Infrastructure, digital systems, and public awareness will all play a role before these kinds of solutions could realistically take shape back home.
I believe the country is ready. It's the people that resist, and as I mentioned, it's due to a reality of resistance to change. But I think the people are ready once we start pushing these systems a bit more, which we are going to start doing this year in Belmopan. We do have a lot of systems that we plan on implementing, and we have to remain hopeful and have the hope that people will embrace them and will see the benefits and will have higher expectations as we move forward.
Over the next 4 days, more than 70 forums and thousands of exhibits will continue to explore how AI and sustainability can work together to build smarter, more resilient cities. Reporting from Taipei, I am Benita Keme Palacio for News 5.
Belize's marine treasures aren't just beautiful, they're also vital. And one of them, the Turneffe Atoll Marine Reserve, is about to see big changes. Instead of waiting for problems to pile up, government and conservation partners are moving proactively to protect the atoll while improving the experience for the thousands of visitors who explore it every year. So what will actually change on the water and why now? News 5's Benita Keme Palacio headed out to Turneffe for a first-hand look at the upgrades that could change how Belize manages its protected areas. Here's her report.
Over clear turquoise waters and winding mangrove channels lies one of Belize's most treasured marine ecosystems, the Turneffe Atoll Marine Reserve. Just 20 miles east of Belize City, it is the largest and most ecologically diverse coral atoll in the Western Hemisphere. Here, conservation and tourism must work hand in hand to keep this natural jewel thriving. But protecting an ecosystem of this scale requires constant effort and, most importantly, resources.
These are funds that are very hard to come by in our business, but these are very necessary funds as well, because one of the ideas behind these kinds of programs is for us to generate our own revenues at the end of the day. And so in this program, we are looking at how do we enhance the tourism facilities so that tourists can engage, whether you're a foreign tourist or a local tourist, to engage with the natural resource that we have on the Turneffe Atoll Marine Reserve.
At Turneffe, improvements are planned at 3 sites, the Magar Key, Calabash Key, and Key Bokel, each serving a unique role in enhancing the management of the reserve. At Magar Key, a new pier and better visitor facilities will make getting onto the island smoother and safer. Over at Calabash Key and Key Bokel, new visitor centers will do double duty, teaching tourists about the atoll's fragile ecosystem while giving rangers the space they need to protect it. But the upgrades aren't just about buildings. The real goal is to connect what visitors learn on shore with the conservation work happening in the water every day, so more people understand why Turneffe needs protection.
What it's going to be doing, it's going to allow visitors to have a nice place that they can be received when they're here at Calabash Key, and it also acts as another avenue that we can touch base to these visitors. And as long as we're touching base to the visitors, what it does, it allows us to then garner more donation, and that donation then rolls over directly into our enforcement, into our adaptive management program, our education and outreach, and also our tourism management. So it's a holistic approach, but it's something that will work very well for us to garner as much as we can from all of our visitors.
Government and conservation agencies recently visited Turneffe Atoll to see firsthand where TEPA, the Tourism Enhancement in Protected Areas program, will support both tourism and conservation. The program brings together partners to ensure the atoll can thrive both as a protected ecosystem and a world-class destination.
They have been able to show us the facilities that they currently have, but also where their vision is to continue to build the tourism product, continue to build the facilities and the services they provide, which in turn will assist them in building their sustainable financing of the protected areas so that they can continue to do the incredible work that they do. What we see today is that this progressive organization has been able to take this jewel again, this atoll, to be able to not just be focused on just the marine conservation, but really being able to garner a system that the economic model works, a system where education works.
This is actually could be like a model when it comes to sustainable tourism, when it comes to marine protected areas, where TASA has been doing a very good job in actually doing that sort of balance between environment and tourism.
Maintaining this delicate ecosystem is no easy task. So, how can Belize develop tourism while ensuring its protected areas remain well-funded and well-managed?
Belize has always had this unique approach to tourism. It's always been conservation and a tourism approach, and it has been built around ecotourism, sustainable tourism, and later on responsible tourism. So PAC is responsible for financing the conservation work and the development work within protected areas. The Belize Tourism Board is responsible for marketing and product development of our tourism product. So we found it that it was a very good opportunity for us to come together and really look at what do we need to do at our protected areas to build the product offering, but also to ensure that whatever we do from a tourism point of view, we are maintaining our environmental and social safeguards.
And as these parts of our jewel draw visitors from all over, they're still our backyard, places Belizeans can explore, enjoy, and help protect.
And I think we should encourage all Belizeans to visit these sites. These are natural assets. These are jewel that we are managing, that we have, that people from across the world travel to see. And I think that for Belizeans to really appreciate the work that the rangers do, the work that everyone does is to visit these sites, and when you come to these sites, be responsible and enjoy the site as best as you can, and carry on being ambassadors of these sites and speak of the good work that our protected area managers do every day here.
From the Turnip Atoll, I am Benita Keme Palacio for News 5.
After the break, the YWCA marks a major milestone, celebrating years of empowering women and girls with powerful stories of success. We'll share the moments that shaped the journey.
Flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Tomorrow on Open Your Eyes, we shine a light on UNICEF and NCFC uniting for child protection and exploring how the Blue Teddy Bear campaign is raising awareness and creating safer spaces for our children. Then, we celebrate empowerment and creativity as we're showcasing women's talents at the Amadea Women's Expo, highlighting entrepreneurship, skills, and community impact. Plus, a powerful story of determination and empowering women through e-taxi mobility as one woman drives towards independence and breaks barriers in the transport sector. And don't miss the action as NEBL basketball fever hits the court and high-energy matchups and rising local talent take center stage. Join us at 6:30 a.m. and start your morning right, only on Open Your Eyes.
Me, my data done, and I really need to get my ADA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
The Briceño administration is taking another step towards strengthening Belize's workforce. On Monday, the government signed a new coordination agreement aimed at boosting labor force participation and improving employability across the country. The initiative, backed by the IDB loan, focuses on modernizing Belize's employment services and helping more Belizeans gain the skills they need to succeed in today's job market. The event was one of two short signing ceremonies in Cabinet, the other involving a loan to expand and upgrade the Philip Coulson Highway.
These two initiatives, they reflect our government's commitment to strengthening both the physical and the human infrastructure of our country. Development requires not only modern roads and connectivity, but also skilled, productive, and an empowered workforce. So today's agreement help us to advance both these two critical priorities of our government. Infrastructure plays a fundamental role in national development. Roads connect our communities, enable the movement of people and goods and products, and they support economic activity that drives growth. The Philip Coulson Highway is one of Belize's most important transportation corridors, stretching from Belize City all the way to the Northern District onwards to connect to Mexico. And it serves thousands of Belizeans every day and supports trade, tourism, and agriculture.
The YWCA has opened its doors and its history books today as it marks an impressive 70 years of empowering Belizean women and girls. Instead of simply celebrating a milestone, the organization is using this open day at its Belize City headquarters to show exactly how its programs have transformed lives, from helping young women return to the classroom to training future teachers, entrepreneurs, and even master's level graduates. Visitors also heard a powerful testimonial from a former student of the YWCA's health program, as the association renews its call for support to revive several key services that were focused to pause due to limited funding. We spoke with Vice President Bernadette Ellis.
We have impact, like I said, going way back. This building, the bricks that have started this building was done by women. And so we are very proud of where we are and the impact. We have a guest speaker in a little bit, Miss Miriam, you know her well. She's a media personality. She have gone through our health program. This program for me touches my heart. What this program is about is helping early leavers. These are young ladies that have dropped out of the school system and we prepare them to get back. We have people with masters, with doctorate that have gone through our program and entrepreneurs that have gone through our program. And so we are very, very proud of that program. Right now, where the program is not on for this semester, but we're praying and hoping that throughout this year of activity, we're able to raise enough funds to carry that program because it's needed. It's something that's very, very important. Like I said, we have teachers, we have professors that have gone through our preschool and our health programs. So if you want to contribute, you can always tap into us, go to our website or social media and get involved.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. Join us as we travel across borders, premiering tonight at 7:30 p.m. Stay tuned. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.